Hey, Ty here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. So this is very exciting because Sony just announced out of nowhere the price and the release date of the new PlayStation VR 2, their next generation virtual reality headset running on their PS5, and also 11 new games for it, coming early next year. So well, let's discover it together in this video. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's get right to the point. PlayStation VR 2 will be available February 22nd, 2023 at the price of $549.99 in the US, $599.99 in Europe, and $529.99 in the UK. I also don't think anybody is actually following me from Japan, but 74,980 yen in Japan, of course. The box, of course, is going to include the PSVR 2, the Sense controllers, and the stereo headphones. Adding $50, you can actually get the Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle. That, of course, includes the code for Horizon Call of the Mountain, made from the studio behind the Horizon games, of course. And if you want the charging dock for the controller, that's gonna be $50 as well. That's gonna charge your controllers through a simple click-in design. So yeah, the first accessory is already there. If you're thinking about pre-ordering the headset, well, that is gonna start November 15. If you're in the US, UK, France, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, you're gonna be able to pre-order the PSVR 2 online at direct.playstation.com. You might also be able to pre-register right now to then pre-order. Like, it gets complicated. For other markets instead, they're gonna rely on retailers for their pre-orders. The cool thing about the PSVR 2, by the way, is that we're gonna have a very high resolution OLED display running up to 120 Hz, because here we have a resolution of 2000 by 2040 per eye, with an FOV of around 110 degrees. By the way, let's remember that this is not gonna have any wireless option, but it's gonna rely on a cable that is gonna connect to the USB port in front of our PS5, around a 5 meters cable. So even if you're not gonna have the freedom of a cable, on the other side though, you're gonna have the full resolution of the displays directly in there. And it seems like they're really pushing a lot of this, considering that the biggest competitor actually has a mobile chipset. And we're talking about the Quest 2. It's gonna have inside-out tracking, and the tracking of the controller is gonna rely, of course, on the camera of the headset itself. So you're not gonna have to have the camera on top of a TV anymore, like we had with the PSVR 1. The Sense controllers themselves are actually looking amazing because they incorporate pretty much all the different features that we have on the Sense controller on the PS5, with adaptive triggers and grips and all the better haptics there. And they're finally gonna bring hand interaction also in PSVR 2 games, things that we actually lacked of in the previous generation with those wands, women toy things. And today Sony announced also 11 new games to add to the launch library. That is gonna be around 20 games at the end of the day. Prior to this, we knew Resident Evil 8 Village is gonna arrive to VR directly for PSVR 2, and that's gonna be super exciting. Of course, Horizon Call of the Mountain is gonna be there as well, and the new Firewall game that looks absolutely incredible. Adding to it, we're gonna have Dark Pictures Switchback VR, the fast-paced roller coaster action horror shooter with pretty badass music, if you ask me. Then Crossfire Sierra Squad, a new first-person shooter where you actually play as a leader of an elite fire team in the middle of a war over a top-secret biochemical weapon with over 60 campaign missions to play. Then we have Light Brigade. There is a new adventure mystery game that is going to arrive also on PSVR 1. Then Cities VR is a managing city builder game that is already available on other platforms. This, of course, is going to be an enhanced version with better graphics. Cosmoniumai, that is from the creator of Just Simulator and Vacation Simulator, so this has to be absolutely amazing, as always, from them. Then it probably doesn't need any presentation. Hello Neighbors Search and Rescue, where you have to solve puzzles, uncover mysteries, of course, keeping in mind that they are your neighbor trying to get you. Then is also arriving Jurassic World Aftermath, the collection, so episode 1 and 2 that we saw on the Quest platform. Of course, here it's gonna run all on 4K, so I'm really looking forward to see these graphics brought to the next level. I really love the style of the first episode. Then also the famous Pistol Whip VR is arriving to PSVR 2. Super excited for that as well. Shooting your way through different songs, this time enhanced with the 3D audio of the PSVR 2. The big VR MMO, Zenith, is actually arriving also to PSVR 2. The manga-inspired MMO, then After the Fall, is arriving as well. A very fun shooter from a career creators of Arizona Sunshine. And the last one, this announcement, Tentacular VR. This is a physics-based adventure game with a sprinkle of humor in it, where you have to solve puzzles and wreak havoc. But yeah, that's about it. This is PSVR 2 with the new 11 games announced today. What are you thinking about the price? Is $549 too much for you? It's actually more expensive than the PS5 itself, so having the possibility to play in VR for PS5 is gonna be around $1,000. That is something. Though here we have a lot of new technologies like the eye tracking included. We have OLED screens running 120 Hz, a very high resolution, so it's something that we can find yet on the market, to be honest, unless you pay much more. Are you gonna pre-order? Are you interested in that? Are you really looking forward to the games coming to this new platform? That's actually the thing that excites me the most about PSVR 2, is the fact that we know that they're gonna bring big games there. What you think? Let me know in the comment below. And as always, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you really love the channel, there's a join button on there. Little on further, also the Patreon. Thanks to all the Patreon join the channel, of course. And I see you guys next video, tomorrow with the true analysis video between the Quest Pro and the Quest 2. It's gonna be exciting. See you soon. Ciao!